domestic violence incident found defendant Mendez hiding in a closet.
The domestic violence, why haven't you taken care of that matter?
Because I have PTSD and I don't like sitting in the jail cell. It's a lot to sit in these holding cells. I usually work 7 days a week, 15 to 17 hours a day.
What did you do to get a job for something else?
When I was helping my mom preparate taxes.
Well, here's the thing.
Yep, you heard that right. Mr. Mendez preparates taxes. He doesn't have a job, nor does it seem like he really wants one, or else he would be doing something a little more productive than preparating taxes. He also beats up women, allegedly, including the one he just knocked out Valentine's Day. His best skill, however, is being full of shit nearly every time he opens his mouth. Let's roll, nerds.
Yes. Okay, so we are on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Xavier Mendez, 25402. And Detective, your name for the record, please.
Detective Sergeant Bruce Herrick with the Riverview Police Department.
Okay, please raise your right hand. Solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you. You may proceed on the warrant.
You can have a seat. Okay. Defendant Xavier Mendez, who is present today at Riverview Police Department, is in a dating relationship with the victim in this case, Bianca Munoz. Defendant Mendez has been residing with Bianca at River Green Court Apartment in the city of Riverview, Michigan. RIPD officers have responded to this address multiple times for domestic violence related issues. On or about 3/22/2025 at 0300 hours, officers from Riverview Police Department responded to River Green Court for a possible domestic violence incident, where a third-party caller called reporting yelling, screaming, and slamming doors for the past hour. Officers arrived and heard yelling and screaming, one of which was a male voice. While listening, officers heard a female voice yelling, "Stop and help," as well as objects being thrown, moved, and doors being slammed. Officers knocked. Bianca answered the door, told officers her mother, Tammy, had fallen and was now injured and needed to go to the hospital. Bianca then tried to close the door on officers, while Sergeant Miller, believing there was exigent circumstances of a domestic assault and now an admitted medical emergency, stopped Bianca from closing the door. Bianca then pushed Sergeant Miller and was then taken into custody for interfering. Officers then rendered aid to Tammy, who was lying on the living room floor with a bloody left wrist. Officers then searched the apartment and found defendant Mendez hiding in a closet in a back bedroom. Mendez was arrested for suspicion of domestic violence. While in custody, Mendez was searched prior to being placed in jail. The jail cells were also searched prior to Mendez being lodged there. However, several hours after being in custody, when an officer was allowing Mendez to make a phone call in the RIPD processing room, the officer noticed an object in Mendez's pants. When asked, Mendez told the officer he did not have anything in his pants. The officer checked Mendez's pants and discovered an unmarked prescription bottle with 73 Adderall pills wrapped in paper towel. Mendez's criminal history is extensive and includes a felony conviction in 2015 for home invasion first and assault and battery, a felony conviction in 2023 for larceny from a person, which was a plea bargain from original charge of armed robbery. And Mendez currently has a domestic violence charge pending in the 20th District Court for a 2022 case in Dearborn Heights. Mendez also has many assaultive crimes, including domestic violence, armed robbery, and weapon possession that have been dismissed, including a felony CSC third case that was dismissed under HIDA in 2015. Further, Mendez is currently on active parole due to his larceny from a person conviction. Mendez has many parole conditions, one of which is no contact with Bianca Munoz, who is a victim in this current case.
Thank you. Upon examination of the witness, I find the offenses charged were committed and there's probable cause to believe the defendant committed those offenses. Counsel, your appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Corey Westmoreland appearing on behalf of Mr. Mendez.
Mr. Mendez, your name for the record, please.
Xavier Mendez.
All right. Counsel, I ask you to read it.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, I did have an opportunity to speak to Mr. Mendez of the charges, all of his rights, and possible penalties. He had no other questions for me, so at this time we are prepared to waive a formal reading. My client stands mute.
All right, the court will waive the formal reading. Sir, you do have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will appoint one to represent you. In fact, you've had an opportunity to meet with the prosecuting or with an attorney via Zoom today, correct?
Yes, I met with attorney Corey Westmoreland.
Okay. The court has also signed the petition in order for court-appointed attorney for felony matters as well. You have the right to be presumed innocent to prove guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have a trial by a judge or by a jury. You also have the right to remain silent. Anything you say orally or in writing may be used against you in court. Do you understand those rights, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
The court is going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Schedule this matter for probable cause conference on April 3rd.
10 a.m.
At 10 a.m. Counsel as to bond.
Yes, Your Honor, I would like you to know that Mr. Mendez currently is residing in Taylor. He is a father of two. He's currently residing with his father and his brother. He is a union concrete worker. However, he's due to start working in the upcoming weeks as the weather starts changing. As the detective already indicated, he is on parole out of Wayne County. He is in contact with his parole officer. He does usually meet with her every Tuesday or Wednesday. After speaking with Mr. Mendez at length this morning, he did assure me he would be appearing at all future court dates and understands the importance of appearing. I would just ask that all that be taken into account when assessing the bond.
Okay, sir, you live in Taylor?
Yes, ma'am. With my father, my stepmother, and my little brother.
Okay. And how long has it been since you lived in Lincoln Park, sir?
Oh, man. I haven't lived in Lincoln Park in years.
Well, that's the address for you. So have you changed your address to Taylor?
Lincoln Park, I haven't lived there since maybe 2022.
Okay. Well, sir.
Yeah, I do need to update my my ID. But when I was released from MDOC, they have a program where you get your birth certificate and your driver's license or ID, and the last address that was on file is why my ID has that.
Okay. And then today you filled out your request for court-appointed attorney today, but you refused to sign it. Is that correct?
I refuse to sign what, ma'am?
You didn't sign the request for appointment of attorney without the paperwork, correct?
No, I need a court-appointed attorney. I didn't refuse to sign anything. Just
Okay. Sir, did you complete this paperwork, sir?
an officer, he brought me the paperwork this morning and I signed it.
Your Honor, if I may speak to that incident. Lieutenant Gentry, the Riverview Police Department, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Due to a biohazard concern in the jail cell with Mr. Mendez, we did not ask him to sign the form.
Okay. Did he fill out the form or did he fill the form out?
He was asked the questions by Officer Barron, and Officer Barron relayed the information via the form.
Okay, so I thank you. And so I asked that question because Mr. Mendez, you have told your attorney you live in Taylor, you told the court you live in Taylor, yet you relayed the address of River Green Drive in the apartment that you're not supposed to be at as your address.
No, I never gave them that as my address. That's where I was arrested at. I've never once said I've ever resided there, Miss.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Okay. And sir, the matter out of the 20th District Court for domestic violence, who is the complaining witness in that matter?
That was my ex-wife.
What's her name?
Back in Monica Mendez.
And is that who you have a child in common with that you pay child support for?
Yeah. And I also have another child that I pay child support for as well.
Okay, and is that with Miss?
From another mother.
Is that with Bianca Munoz or no?
That would be Rebecca Humbarger, but Bianca Munoz is pregnant. I am expecting.
Okay, and when is the baby due?
Come again, I'm sorry.
When is the child expected to be born?
Oh, she's early, so we just found out. So probably not to the end of the year, beginning of next year, I assume. What is it? March, April?
Okay, and sir, how
January. I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to hear, Your Honor.
long have you been on parole?
8 months.
8 months. And is one of those conditions of your parole not to have any contact with Ms. Munoz?
Yeah, that stipulation was just put in a couple months ago.
Okay, what month?
January.
January. And why was that stipulation put in January, sir?
Because there was an incident. She beat me up, and I literally got my butt beat. My face was pumpkin headed. No one said anything. I wasn't gonna tell on my girlfriend. She didn't have a mark on her. That's all in the police report. So then they took me to jail.
Excuse me. I'm not asking for a factual dissertation. I'm just simply asking as to what precipitated having.
I got beat up by my girlfriend, so they took me to jail for getting beat up.
Okay, so because you got beat up, it was the no contact order?
There was no contact order yet.
Based from your parole, it is.
No, January, when the incident happened, there was no contact order yet. I got beat up by her. I went to jail for domestic violence. When I went to see my parole officer, the next time I seen her, probably like a week or two later, she issued the no contact order.
Okay, and so you have a matter pending from January 15th. Did he already come to court on that one?
No, I've been waiting to hear back from that. The paperwork that you guys gave me, I received a ticket and it said that the district court will be getting in touch with me.
Right, well,
Yeah.
sir, if your address shows Lafayette Boulevard, that's where it would have been sent. We don't track
What
people.
about my phone number? My phone number is on that file as well.
It's in March,
Okay, does it show the Lincoln Park address?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna pull that matter, we're gonna arraign you on that one as well, because it's currently in warrant status, because we sent it to the last known address that we had, which was Lafayette Boulevard. That is why it is your responsibility and important to make sure you are updating your address, sir. And you do not do that. Do a change of address, nobody knows where to find you in Taylor except perhaps your parole agent. So we're gonna pull that file, and then we're gonna arraign you on that one as well. Where do you work, sir?
I'm laid off and I'm waiting to go back to work this month or the first week of April. I'm in 1191 Laborers Union. I do concrete. I usually work 7 days a week, 15 to 17 hours a day.
And why haven't you taken care of your matter out of the 20th District Court? The domestic violence, why haven't you taken care of that matter?
Because I have PTSD and I don't like sitting in the jail cell. I wanted to wait until I was off parole, get my ducks in a row before I actually have to go through with all that. It's a lot to sit in these holding cells.
Well, sir, I would think that part of one of your conditions of parole would be to get all your ducks in a row before you're released from parole. But I'm showing here that as of July 10th of 2024, paragraph 5 of your special conditions, you must not have verbal, written, electronic, or physical contact with Bianca Munoz.
That wasn't from July 10th. That was from January. Ask my parole officer. She's right there.
Sir, I know what I need to do for my next steps. You do not need to tell me what I have to do.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that disrespectful, Miss. Your Honor. I'm just stating that July 10th, that was not a stipulation. That stipulation didn't get put in place until January of 2025.
Madam Parole Agent, if you could please state and spell your first and last names for the record.
Agent Dappermont, Terrisita is my first name. Dappermont, Dapremont is my last name.
All right, thank you. And when did the no contact provision become a condition of Mr. Mendez's parole?
January the 28th of this year, 2025.
Okay. And Mr. Mendez was aware of that, correct?
Yes, he was, and he signed it.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I please say something?
Yes, please.
The 3 times since the special condition has been placed, I will remind Mr. Mendez every time he reported to stay away from Bianca Mendez. He has a special condition. Every time he would report.
Thank you very much. Was there anything else you'd like to say?
As far as a job is concerned, he has been telling me since he's been on parole that he's going to go to the union, He's going to the union every time he reports. I told him this last time, we're not looking for the union job no more. You're going to a job there. So he is not working.
Oh, okay. So, Mr. Mendez, have you at any point since you've been on parole provided your parole agent with a paycheck proof that you're actually working?
I call my union hall every
Sir.
month, ma'am.
Sir, my question is a simple yes or no. Have you, since you've been on parole, provided your parole agent with proof of a paycheck from any job that you've worked since you've been released from custody and on parole?
No, ma'am.
No. So then you don't work. You've been on parole for 8 months. And I guarantee, sir, that during those 8 months, there was construction pouring season, sir, and you have not worked. So stop using the union as your employer, because clearly, sir, you're either not employed or a member of the union, or you're refusing to work at the jobs or whatnot. There are plenty of concrete cement jobs that have been poured over the last 8 months.
May I say something, Your Honor, please?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so I came home in July. That is the worst and hardest time to get a job through the union because it's the end of the season. So that is why I did not get a job. I was number 200 and something on the list from July to December. And as of now, I should be like number 5 or 7 on that list.
Sir, let me be very clear with you. I may not look like I pour concrete or I know much about concrete, but I certainly know that July is not the end of the season. And I can certainly tell you that there are places all over the state of Michigan that were pouring even through December because it was a much more mild temperature through the month of December, and people were still pouring. So July was certainly not the end of the season. So do not try that with me.
That was not what I was saying. It is towards the end of the season, ma'am. July, August, September, October, November, December. It is the hardest to get in at that time, miss. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Your Honor. I have to call my union hall and the BAs. They tell me monthly, okay, you're number 275. You're number 115. You're number 96. Once December hit, they pause that. They stop it all the way until March.
Okay,
You can call the 1191 Labor's Union yourself, and you guys can even request on my behalf and ask them where I'm at on that list.
Mr. Mendez. So knowing that, what did you do to get a job for something else? What did you do?
So what was I doing? I was helping my mom preparate taxes.
to preparate taxes.
Yeah, my mom does taxes, so I was helping her with her job. And I was doing odd jobs as well. I have 2 buddies that have LLCs and they do work, like they renovate houses. So I have helped these guys do labor. And when I do get money, I help my stepmother where I reside. I help out with bills when I can.
Sir, first of all, let's be clear. I do not believe that you reside in Taylor.
Okay.
And neither
So-
do I.
All right, and Detective Sergeant Herrick, would you like to address bond?
Yes, Your Honor. I would just say, just based on Mr. Mendez's criminal history, that's extensive, along with a clear disregard for court's orders evident by several warrants for his arrest, along with one for failure to appear for a domestic violence incident in Dearborn Heights out of 20th District Court. I would just ask for, and also, and I believe Agent Deprimont will testify to his disregard for the parole board's conditions as well. I would just ask for a high cash bond, and if he is able to make bond, some sort of electronic monitoring.
Well, here's the thing. The court, given Mr. Mendez's parole status, given the no contact order with Ms. Munoz, yet Mr. Mendez continues to disregard that just by pure basis of being at the property at the time of the arrest. The court does find that has occurred. Everything else obviously is has not been proven at this point. The court, and given that Mr. Mendez has indicated that Ms. Munoz is expecting his child, which tells the court that they clearly had contact, likely when they weren't supposed to have contact, especially since he says that she's early on in her pregnancy, and we're moving into month 3 at this point from when he's not supposed to have contact with her. Well, at least month 2, we're completed month 2. The court's going to remand Mr. Mendez without probation, or without bond. The court's going to order that you are not to have any contact with Ms. Munoz, Bianca Munoz, nor Tammy Munoz. That's phone contact, text message, email, social media, any sort of third party, any electronic communication device. Do not try to speak with her through the jail. Is that clear, sir? I'm not sure if you're going to be in Wayne County Jail custody or MDOC custody. I'm going to presume MDOC custody.
Am I going to Macomb, Ms. Deprimont?
Sir, I'm in the middle of speaking. Please do not interrupt me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done, Your Honor. I apologize.
You're not to possess or have access to any firearms and or any weapons. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. And you're not to return to the property at River Green Boulevard. Obviously, when the court's court indicated for some reason you are discharged from custody, which you shouldn't be because I'm ordering you to be remanded without bond, GPS tether, house arrest. What was your question you had, sir?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. It's kind of hard to hear a little bit. Did you say you were going to put me on tether house arrest?
No, I'm sorry. I understand that it's difficult to hear some, I don't know what it is, if it's on this end, and I don't know, but probably on this end. But no, I said in the event for some reason you are released from custody, then there would be a GPS house arrest provision. I am remanding you to jail without bond, sir. I'm not giving you a bond. You're out on parole. You have specific conditions. You have violated those conditions. There has been domestic violence charges and assault battery charges as a result of that contact. And then there's also the felony matter about bringing contraband into the jail.
Those are my prescriptions.
Your question, so you'll be evaluated by a doctor if you need medical assistance. And I'm sorry, you had a question for your parole agent, sir?
So, Ms. Deprimont, what's going on? Am I going
I will be there.
Macomb?
I will be there to see you this afternoon to serve you parole violation charges.
And then I'll be going to Macomb?
I don't know.
So my,
Well, hold
how
on,
long,
just a moment. Mr. Westmoreland, I'm going to also proceed with arraigning your client on the 25116 matter in just a moment. That's a Riverview matter. So I'm going to handle that in just one moment.
fuck somebody.
Do you have another question, Mr. Mendez? Mr. Mendez, did you have another question?
I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. What's going on?
What's going on is that you're going to be remanded into custody until your next court
I get
date.
that. I get that. Am I going to the county jail? Am I going on DOC? How long's my violation? What, like, how am I going to be in custody of MDOC but at the county jail? How does
When
that
you're
work?
on parole, you know that you face the criminal side of the law and you also face the parole. You have to face the parole board. You have violated special condition 4.5, which is an assault of condition, a condition that I don't take lightly, and you know that. You
I didn't
chose
assault nobody in this deprimand.
no, but we have a special condition in place, so nobody will be assaulted.
That's
But
my
you
baby mama.
listen. You ignored that special condition, so we must proceed on the parole side. That's all it is. Period.
My
And I will
BM.
see you.
What do you?
I will see you this afternoon to talk with you.
And Mr. Mendez, let me be very clear. I've been apprised of your behavior while you've been in the Riverview Police Department. Let me be very, very, very clear, sir. If that behavior continues, you will likely face additional charges as well.
I have mental health issues. I'm suicidal.
Excuse me, whether it's at the Riverview Police Department, the Wayne County Jail, or Macomb County MDOC.
Understood.
If that behavior continues, you will likely be facing additional charges.
For having mental health?
Sir, mental health.
Ma'am,
includes-
I am not on my meds. I am mentally ill. And you guys are, I said all weekend, they didn't even feed me one time. They just started feeding me Monday.
Okay,
I said Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I didn't get my STI meds. I didn't get food. I didn't get nothing. They left me on a thing. I feces myself and they left me on a thing for a whole 24 plus hours with feces all down my legs.
okay,
I have not been getting good treatment in here.
okay. Sir, again, let me just clarify. There's no reason any of the behavior that's being alleged should occur. So, on this matter, we'll see you back on April 3rd. On the other matter, which is your matter from January 15th, and counsel, I understand that you're at a disadvantage, so this is case 25116, City of Riverview versus Xavier Mendez. I understand you're at a disadvantage because you don't have this information, but I will just go forward with the arraignment. It alleges on January 15th at 17403 River Green that Mr. Mendez gave false information to a police officer, and that's in the City of Riverview. The maximum penalty upon conviction is not more than 90 days in jail and or a $500 fine. The court's going to enter a plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment on that matter. We'll schedule that matter for a pretrial on April 7th. At 10 a.m.
Now, Your Honor, I'm supposed to be getting a colonoscopy and also a throat thing. I have low hemoglobins. They're trying to find out if I have cancer or if I'm eternally bleeding. And the next 5 days of this month, I'm supposed to be getting blood transfusions and iron infusions as well.
Okay, sir. There is a medical facility within the MDOC. There's even a medical facility within Wayne County Jail. So they will provide that to you. Okay? I will mark your file medical, and that will be addressed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The court's going to order bond on 25116 in the matter of $10,000 personal as is remanded on the other matter. All right, thank you.
I'll call you back.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yeah, report. I'll call right back.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoy watching this content, please like and subscribe. It helps new channels like this one gain exposure. There is a lot more good court to come, so if you like what you saw, tell your friends. If you didn't, tell me, and let me know what you'd like to see and how I can improve. Thanks.